currently over 265,000 wells that are actively producing. The Commission has more than 430,000 wells under our purview. And if Texas were an independent country, we would be the third largest producer of oil and gas globally. So there is a lot of production happening in Texas, primarily right now in the Permian Basin of Texas. This map shows you where those wells are. Green dots indicate oil wells, red dots are gas wells. So you can see out in West Texas that swirl that is the Permian. And then where we are today up in North Texas, the red area that is the Barnett Shale. Down in South Texas, we have the Eagle Ford Shale. Our oil and gas division is split into three separate departments: administrative compliance, technical permitting, and field operations. Administrative compliance is housed in Austin, and this is where it all begins for us. If you are going to do business that falls under the Commission's jurisdiction, you must have what we call a P5 organization report form. You have to be registered with the Secretary of State as a legal business, and you have to put up a financial assurance as part of that process. And once that's done, then we begin issuing permits, such as drilling permits. This is the group to which production is going to be reported and audited. This is also home to our well compliance group. Operators are required to provide us with lots of data, lots of reports, and they have to do it in a timely fashion. And if they don't, that is considered a violation of Commission rules. So I think we tend to think about violations happening in the field at the lease site, but it is possible to have a paperwork violation too. So these are the people that are going to monitor that. This is also home to our GIS mapping group. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more later on. The other department in Austin also is technical permitting. As the name implies, they do highly technical work. These are engineers and geologists, and they are focused on subsurface fields, reservoirs, water tables, and so on. They're really looking underground. They play a very key role in protecting our water resources, and that every drilling permit that is issued in the state of Texas goes through a review through this group. They're looking to determine the basic usable quality drinking water and then set surface casing and cement beneath that. So they determine that for every single well. Water tables vary throughout the state of Texas, and so we don't have a one-size-fits-all approach. There's a variety of other permits that come through this group, but they are really, like I said, focused on subsurface activity. The next group is field operations. We have part of those people in Austin, including the folks that oversee our well plugging and site remediation programs, as well as a variety of environmental programs, such as our brownfields response program. Operators are responsible at the end of life for a well to go in and properly plug that well and remediate the site. And we do have rules about that, and we do inspect that. Sometimes we have operators who have gone out of business, they're having problems, maybe they're in enforcement action with us. And in that case, it's sometimes necessary for the Railroad Commission to go in and take over plugging and site remediation for those wells. We do that using funds from the Oil and Gas Regulation and Cleanup Fund. And what's important to know about that is funded by the industry, not by Texas taxpayers. So if they have to go in at the state level and do that work, it's industry that's footing the bill for that. And we continue to seek reimbursement from those operators. As the name implied, the rest of our field's operations is actually out in the field. These are the people that are actually going on lease sites to conduct routine inspections. They're going to witness specific activities as required by law that the operators are doing. If there's a complaint received, an inspector will go out, meet with that complainant, and try to find a resolution. And they're also on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to respond to any sort of emergency situation. Now, I will point out, our inspectors are not law enforcement, and they are not emergency responders. So they don't have the ability to shut down a road, something like that. If lightning strikes a tank battery and there's a fire, the fire department is going to respond to that. Our job is to see, was there a violation of Commission rules that contributed towards the incident. This shows you where these offices are located throughout the state, and you can look up the county that you're in to see your corresponding office. In the case of Tarrant County, Kilgore would be your point of contact to begin with. And we made a change this year. We've actually grouped districts into regions now, and this is proving very effective for us in terms of improving the efficiency of service we're able to deliver. We're able to do some resource sharing, kind of consolidate some of our processes. So this approach has really helped us do a better job responding at the field level.